Hello everyone and welcome to a little bit of an Ethereal Moth channel update. I've never really done one of these before, and especially never using my VTuber persona here, but I figure it was about time, and it also happens to be relevant to what we will be discussing today. The first thing that I want to talk about, and for the record, this is very unscripted, because in addition to everything else I have to do within the next few hours, scripting this out completely just cannot be one of them, so please bear with me as I do my best, which is truly all that I ever do. Anyway, the first thing I wanted to say is that for about a week I will not be actively at my computer or uploading or able to work. And that is something I am not a huge fan of, but it is largely something out of my control that must be done, and I won't be able to be as active in replying to your comments or in searching out for new scripts for you guys, stuff like that. But it'll only be about a week, and then things will be back to normal. But the next thing I wanted to mention is that, it's gonna be okay, because as soon as I get done recording this little update for you, the very next thing that I'm going to do is to record a couple of things to go up scheduled during the next week to kind of tide you guys over. Hopefully, I won't be missed too much. I think what I have in the works right now is another chapter of Through the Looking Glass, which I know those never do terribly well, but for the people who like them, they seem to really like them, so I can't leave you guys out to dry either. But another thing coming is a script that was recommended to me by someone else, and it is the continuation of a script that I filled a very long time ago that seemed to do quite well. So I hope that you guys are looking forward to that, and I know that I am looking forward to working with them. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that I have set up yet another link for you guys to be concerned about. I am not always a fan of having like 20 different links on my profiles. I was already kind of pushing it in my own opinion with Reddit, YouTube, Coffee, and now Twitch. But in addition to those, I now have a Throne account. And if you are anywhere close to me, your initial thoughts about a Throne account are, isn't that just where content creators go to kind of, well, beg for handouts per se? And sometimes that's true. But upon the consideration given to me by my brother, DJ Rumination, as you may somewhat be familiar thanks to our collaborative series, DJ Ruminations, Ethereal Ruminations. Well, he put it to me this way, which is that Throne can be used to essentially act as a more active form of coffee. So, say instead of contributing $5 to the coffee, which some of you have done, and I'm very, very grateful for that, like truly beyond words, I couldn't possibly express enough how much that means to me as such a small and, in my own opinion, not very special creator. truly, I appreciate each and every one of you, and even just the ones of you who tune in and watch and have not donated to coffee. The fact that you continue to give me your time and presence on my channel is a gift in and of itself. But I was not aware of the fact, personally, that Throne could be used as a bit of a crowdfunding source. So, examining it, making sure that it kind of fits my standards of not being particularly shady on either my end or you guys' end, I learned that what I could do is set up something of a goal for you guys, and myself, of course, to work towards direct improvements for the channel and the stream. So, what I have on there right now are two things. I didn't go crazy. I know I have seen some thrones in the past myself that are like dozens and dozens of items, most of which are leisure items for the streamer that, don't necessarily ever impact the stream itself, but no. What I have right now are two items, um, one of which is a microphone, because I am sure many of you are aware that what I have right now is a very cheap, very not long-term solution microphone. It picks up background noise, it pops whenever it shouldn't, despite how many filters I have attached to the damn thing. It is not a permanent solution. The microphone that I have put on Wish is a very, very permanent solution, at least until new technology comes out, and I really, really, really would love to have it, but of course it is out of my price range as a content creator that is not yet monetized. Going into this, was never always like pursuing monetization, but the fact that YouTube itself has put up a lot of roadblocks for small content creators to get monetized means that it will probably be a while before I would be able to do anything of that sort for myself. Now, the microphone in question is $400 US, which is considerable, I would say. Like, that's a financial decision that, like, I don't know where you guys are at, but that would personally set me back about, like 2 or 3 months worth of spending. However, what I didn't know about Throne is that it allows you to crowdfund. So, let's say that you were going to put $5 my way via coffee because you just really like the audios, and I would appreciate that. I really would, because every time that it's happened so far, I have damn near cried, and that's not an exaggeration. I believe a couple of you I have even mentioned that, yeah, I cried whenever I saw it because it means that much to me, and I never thought anyone would want to support what it is I do. But let's say that you are someone, dear listener, who wanted to do that at some point. Well, now instead of going directly through coffee to give me that $5 donation or whatever, you can go through Throne and decide that, hey, maybe I will put that $5 into the crowdfund for this fancy new microphone. It is a very, very nice microphone that will enable me to make audios that I could only ever dream of doing right now, and it would be a huge boon to the channel, small though we are, and it is something that I greatly look forward to being able to do for not only you guys, but also myself. It would be very validating, I think, to have professional equipment instead of the mediocre secondhand Amazon equipment that I am working with right now. The second thing that you will see on there is actually a relatively inexpensive webcam, but one that should do the job. I will never be on camera myself, but webcams are an integral part of VTubing. And as I get more followers and more subscribers and more viewers, one thing that I will do more as well is hang out on Twitch, be that for video games or live readings or anything like that. And of course, it goes without saying, but my VTuber model here will be a part of that. And right now, the model that you see is very beautiful. I love it a lot. I'm very happy with it. But what I am not happy with is this. You see, even though I am holding my hand perfectly straight right now, not even the faintest bit of shimmer, it wobbles, it's unsteady, the tracking is not great. And you will also notice that I am not blinking myself, it is an auto blink. You will notice that the words I am saying do not always match the way that my mouth is moving, and this is another byproduct of having my VTuber software hooked up to the very terrible integrated computer microphone, or sorry, computer webcam that came with my setup. And a dedicated webcam, on the other hand, could eliminate these issues. It could make my facial tracking better. It could prevent any sort of wobbling with my features. It could make the tracking more individual. And I think that would be a huge boon for any potential live streams for those of you who are ever concerned about doing anything like that. It will not be all of you, I am sure. A lot of you noted in the poll that I ran a while ago that you are very much here for the audios. So if that's true, but if you still feel like contributing to the channel, then pitch it towards the microphone. That helps all of us, it helps me, it helps you. There is a part of me that is very, very deeply uncomfortable with asking for any sort of like crowdsourced donations, because I don't even like the idea of direct source donations. Like, somebody had to twist my arm in order to set up a coffee, and as a matter of fact, the very first donation I got on that coffee was from my friend, who felt very smug about the fact that she got me to do it. Something about it just doesn't sit right with me. Like, I don't want to be one of those creators that's like, you know, oh guys, I'm so poor off, please, I need your undying support. Like, that's not who I want to be now or ever, which is why, to this day, my coffee has not been linked to my video descriptions. It has not been mentioned in any of my audios. I have not made any videos or audios that are essentially just shilling for it, and I never will. This video here is about as close as we will ever get to that, and the throne was just a part of the update, and yet it still made me kind of grimace when I thought about the idea of plugging it. Nevertheless, I wanted to also just check in with you as people. I wanted to first tell you about the fact that I'd be gone for a little while, just a week, nothing crazy, and then I wanted to talk about the throne. But the most important thing to me is that it's been a while since I got to talk to you guys directly, and that is something that is very important to me as a small creator. I right now have a very small audience of if we're counting both YouTube subscribers and Reddit followers, I have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 450 people who actively at least say that they enjoy what I do. And that is not a huge number compared to a lot of other content creators out there, but it is a number that I am very proud of. I started this journey back in March. It is now the beginnings of September, and I think that's pretty decent growth for a person who, I don't know, I've given it my all. I have certain disadvantages that other creators don't, and, keeping that in mind, I feel very proud of the fact that somewhere in the vicinity of 450 people actively listen to my work enough to say, yes, I will subscribe, or yes, I will follow. I think that that is beyond flattering for anyone, but especially for myself, who never really expected to get more than a couple of dozen people, most of which probably would be my friends. But I have met a lot of you in the comments or in private messages, appreciative of what I do, and I can't tell you enough how much it brightens my day every time I see one of you in the comments or in messages. It really truly validates what I do. It makes me feel like I do potentially have a future here, and that's all the more reason that I want the channel to get better. I want to improve for me so that I can say that I am doing everything I can to reach my goals, and I want to improve for you guys so that you can successfully and safely say that this is a content creator that cares about me and wants to produce the very best content that they can for me. And that's really what it's all about. So, with all that being said, I hope that you guys are doing really well. I hope to hear from a lot of you in the comments or in messages. I really, really value each and every one of you. For those of you who can contribute to the crowdfunding for the new setup, I couldn't begin to express how grateful I would be for that. And for those of you who cannot, I want to be very clear that I will love and appreciate you no matter what, because, I mean, even if I right now loved a content creator more than any other, I personally am not in a place where I could contribute to them either. So I do not take it as a slight. I am very appreciative for anything that you are willing and able to give me in terms of your time. I have said this before in some comments and in some messages, but one thing that I feel is very core to my being is that I feel that the greatest gift that you can give someone is time. I think that supersedes just about anything. That you would give me your time, sometimes regularly. Like, I've had people tell me that I am, in essence, a part of their routine and a part of their day. And that is something that I never thought I would hear from anyone whenever I started this audio journey. And frankly, it is the most flattered I have ever been, because time is the only resource we have that we can never get back. It is precious, it is fleeting, and the fact that so many of you have made me a part of your day time and time again, and given me some of that precious time, means the world to me. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you're all doing very well. Once again, this is me, your friendly neighborhood moth, signing off, and I hope that you're all doing very well.